When you think of 80s supercars, we all tend to think of the much loved Italians, the Ferrari Testarossa or the Lamborghini Countach. But Porsche created a supercar in the 80s too. And instead of having an insanely flashy supercar like the Italians, they made a more tame looking car. And they let the performance do the talking, and trust me, it did just that. They called it the Porsche 959. The 959 was created by Porsche as a Group B rally car, and they created the road legal variant to satisfy the FIA homologation rules. The rules stated that at least 200 production units had to be produced, and so the road legal 959 was born, and a total of 337 units were made. The 959 was powered by a twin-turbo flat 6 that produced 444 horsepower and 500 Nm of torque, which doesn't sound like much, but remember, this was in the late 80s. To give you an idea of exactly how impressive these numbers are, the Testarossa made 380 horsepower out of its flat 12, and the Countach QV, which had the bigger 5.2 litre V12, made 450 horsepower and 500 Nm. So the Porsche made the same power with half the cylinders. But performance is more than just power and torque. The actual performance numbers speak for themselves. The Porsche was the fastest street legal production car when it was introduced, with a top speed of 197 miles per hour. The 959 was considered the most advanced road-going sports car ever built. It was the first high-performance sports car with all-wheel drive, which would later be the basis of all future all-wheel drive Porsches. The twin-turbo setup paired with the all-wheel drive system also convinced Porsche executives that the 911 Turbo should also feature the all-wheel drive system, and from the 993 911 Turbo they have all been all-wheel drive, and all because of the 959. So we know it's fast, but how was it in comparison with the Italians? Well, the Ferrari had a 0 to 62 of 5.8 seconds. The Lambo reached 62 in 4.8 seconds. Now the Porsche, how fast do you think the Porsche is? It's obviously faster, otherwise I wouldn't be asking the question like this. But how much faster do you think it would be? How does an entire second faster than the Lambo sound? 0 to 62 is reached in 3.7 seconds, more than 30 years ago. That's just insane. And this is not a video where I try to bash on the Testarossa or the Countach. I like them both a lot. The Countach is just insane. The way it looks, it's like a spaceship. And the Testarossa is just a different type of beast. It's not the fastest, but it's like iconic in its own way. So this isn't a video where I try to break down the Ferrari or the Lambo. This is just me trying to show you exactly how insane this Porsche was for its time. And even like now, 3.7 seconds is properly fast for a car, still. But anyways, let's get back to the Porsche. And if you think this is where it ends, it's not. Porsche decided in 1988 that the 959 wasn't impressive enough. So they made a 959S or Sport, which was fitted with bigger turbochargers, which pushed the power to 508 horsepower, and also raising the top speed to 211 miles per hour. Porsche only produced 29 959S models, but this was a true monster. So the Porsche is an amazing car, one of the best supercars of all time. But how difficult is it to get your hands on one? They are expensive and rare, but exactly how expensive? Well, the normal 959 Comfort was recently sold on auction for $1.7 million, and the fastest sport model, $2 million, so it's not exactly cheap. The 959 is one of those supercars that paved the way for all the future supercars, and because of that, and the insane numbers it had, nobody can deny that it's one of the most iconic and best supercars ever made. Now, if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you like this type of content, I've got a whole channel full of car videos, bike videos, what have you. Go through it, check if there's something you like. I'll check you guys in the next one. Cheers, eh?
See here, kid. You gotta just go for it. Don't think about what comes after or what came before. You just gotta bend your knees, take a deep breath,